I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. A child shall lead them.
Yeah, so here we are yet again for our DJ stream for Julian. Well, Jules, as Vinny put down there.
Big homie Jules.
Yeah, that's him in the corner. Check him out. With
That's him in the
super cool
corner.
cane hat and
That's him in the
throne.
spotlight.
He has chosen the 4 songs that we'll listen to tonight. He has dictated the list, the order of the list, and the conversation, and even tells us what we have to say after each song. Tells us how to rate them. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, we still.
I was
rate
gonna
it.
say he doesn't tell us how to rate. What are you talking about?
This is the last song for his DJ stream. We're doing Isis Ghost Key. If you're interested in doing a DJ stream with us, it's very simple. Send us an email at vinandsori@gmail.com. Links for a lot of our stuff is in the description of our video, so you can check us out there. And hop on Patreon if you're looking for ways to meet other people.
I've never heard that one before. Hop on Patreon if you're looking for ways to meet other people.
Yeah, people
I think
like
there are
metal.
other
That's
apps.
exactly what I would do.
Yeah. For sure.
It's $1 a month. I mean, we spend so much on entertainment. $1 a month, and then that gets you into Discord. Again, if you can't afford the $1 a month, but you are suffering from the effects of COVID and being stuck inside, send us an email, vinandsori@gmail.com, and put "help me" in capital letters as the description.
There you are.
We'll easily find you.
And this
We'll find a way to get you some company.
is for our sister Lisa Fernandez, who is
What's up,
currently
Lisa?
working on her master's.
Ooh.
That ain't no small thing. Speaking of masters, this is Isis. The name of this song is Ghost Key. Ghost Key. This is a lyric video. Pay attention, guys.
Key.
Isis Ghost Key. We all Christians, so we have been prepared
Yep.
to listen to this craziness. Let's go. Okay, not expecting this.
Exactly what I expected. Why your comment shocking me. The Hebrew Christians who prepare for this.
That was Ghost Key basically saying, Vin, you said that Evergrey was the song of the night. Hold our beer. I really, really like that song. I loved the chill. I like it when there's a little oasis in the midst of the junk. I really do. And I think a lot of bands like would probably do it more often, but it's kind of risky because sometimes bands try to pull it off and they don't, and you can tell that they're trying too hard or whatnot. But this time, it actually worked, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a real good vibe song, but it doesn't seem to me like you enjoyed it much.
Well, my issue with it is I don't know what the frig they were talking about, and it was actually really annoying me because I wanted to know what they were saying.
Interesting.
Because
I thought
sounded. Oh, what? It was obvious to you?
Well, I don't know if it was necessarily obvious, but I just thought it was a ode to nature almost. Cold, snowing blue light, dust settles, fire burns with falling light against the growing darkness, bending over the dying flames. You were with me then and always.
Then as always.
I've got and always here.
Oh, that's better.
Through the fluttering veil of frozen blue, a hooded figure cut its path to cleave the night in two.
Ooh, what is that?
Pull its outer husk from its body,
right in the middle of your face.
and the rest escapes. My face isn't important right now. We're looking at the lyrics, B. And there upon the ground, the remnants of our struggle. This is the ghost key. This is our ghost key.
The only thing I've ever known about a ghost key is it's like, isn't it like a key, like one of like these things, like where it's.
All I see, I googled ghost key. The only thing that I see,
They've got a weird little thing. They're much bigger than this. This is obviously just small.
the only thing I see about a ghost key is when you type a letter on a keyboard and it doesn't appear.
Okay, well that's not it.
How do you know?
Babe, they're not talking about that in the song.
No, what I'm saying is it could be principially metaphorical, where you're hitting something or you're attempting to do something, but you're not getting the result that you're supposed to get.
This is our ghost key.
What's a ghost key in your mind?
That's why I said the whole thing made no sense to me.
Huh.
I couldn't even, like, I'll tell you the different thoughts that I had, but everything.
It sounds like a concept record because this figure shows up and just like takes the person.
Blue light, dust
and it's
settles. That's, in the evening when it kind of gets that bluish look around. I actually hate that time of the night. It's very stressful. Well, it used to be. Ever since you and I have been together, though, I don't feel that way anymore. When I would see that bluish light, it really bothered me. Dust settles. A fire burns with failing light against the growing darkness. So they've got a fire. They're out. It's cold. It's snowing. That doesn't seem like it's very safe. Bending over the dying flames, you were with me then as always. So it seems like he's with somebody. And they're both, hovered over this fire. But then through the fluttering veil of the frozen blue, I guess that's the night.
It's really...
A hooded figure cuts its path to cleave the night in two. And I didn't know if that was... If they were... If the hooded figure was... like the moment right before... like you have night... You have dusk and it's coming in and it's coming in, and then you have the darkness, and then there's a definitive moment where it switches from becoming deeper into the night, where it's becoming the second. There's that moment where you don't know where you are.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're still in the throes of night or if you've just switched over into now you're headed up toward the daylight.
Yeah.
So I thought that maybe that was the hooded figure that cuts its path to cleave the night in two, to cut the night into two pieces. There's the going into the depths of the night and then coming out of the night.
Later, Vlad.
But then it says pull its outer husk from its body and the rest escapes. That didn't make any sense. And there upon the ground, the remnants of our struggle. That didn't make any sense either, because I thought maybe it was like when the sun comes up, that on the ground is like the remnants of their night there. Maybe it was their struggle to survive when it was so cold and the fire was going out. Like, and you would just see that in the snow. You know what I mean?
The Wikipedia entry is really interesting. In keeping with ISIS's retinue of concept album, a thematic strand runs throughout dealing with dreams and Jungian psychology.
Oh.
Critical appraisal is largely positive, yada, 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 yada. Finest album, yada. So lyrically, it's a concept record, which I assumed it would be. Mm-hmm. So I think, I don't know, maybe this guy had some dreams, and if you're a Jung follower, you're gonna put a lot of emphasis on dreams and their importance. If you're a Jung person, So that sets a lot of context. I think that this is a record. This is a concept album, and so because it's a concept album, if you're catching a song, you're catching it in the middle of something. The song right before it was called Hall of the Dead, and the song after it is called Something of the Lost or something like that. So it's dealing with nature, and there's a bad guy.
It's Hall of the Dead. The second one is the one
Hand of the Host.
Hand of the Host.
Yeah. So it just looks like it's a concept record. So you're not gonna necessarily get the full meaning of the song because it's in the midst of something. But I still think though there is a lot you can get out of it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
This says this song is about two people freezing to death. You think that's what it could be?
It could be because Sadie was saying that it sounded like the winter, like a winter night. It sounds like they're talking about winter's night. Which makes sense. Fire burns, fading light against a growing darkness. And then through the fluttering veil of frozen blue, a hooded figure cuts its path to cleave the night in two. That would be the Grim Reaper, right? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then pull out its outer husk from its body. The rest escapes. What the hell?
You think that's their soul?
Yeah. That's kind of like a Gnostic idea of the soul, that it's trapped.
And there upon the ground.
It's trapped in the body.
Of our struggle.
Yeah, which would be, them two, their bodies. And then this is a ghost key because it's the key to your becoming a ghost is death, obviously, or the freezing of the whatever, right? If you freeze to death, then that's your key to becoming a ghost. So there you go. I mean, good night. That's a...
Oh, what an encouraging song to end the night on.
That's a brilliant... Well, it's one of those... It's a dichotomy of nature, though, because there is something beautiful about, like, if there's like a blizzard and the entire place is especially sometimes when... This has only happened to me once or twice, but there'll be a blizzard, like 5 inches of snow, and then there'll be a light rain, but then the rain freezes. So you have this layer of translucent ice, and then under it you have the snow. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, but it's also extremely dangerous. If you, as a human, were stuck in the middle of that without recourse. Same thing with fire. And it's really interesting. You've got like these polar opposites of nature, whether it be, winter, ice and snow, and then fire that we've discovered how to harness.
We've harnessed both. We have a freezer in our...
Well, yeah, but I'm going back in time here because I'm assuming these people are not modern people in the universe of the song, but... we've harnessed the power of fire in such a way as to contravene the exigencies of winter. But in this particular situation, if the theory is right, and I think it's true, they lost and they ended up dead. But it's a brilliant way to look at it. The frozen blue, all that jazz. And then, rest in peace. Holy moly. I remember the first time my older brother described, and of course my brother was like God to me, so I was like, oh shit. But he was, he still is, for sure. That's why we were fighting. I think I was like, yo, just get Junior on the phone. Yeah. He didn't want any parts of it either.
No, I know. Yeah.
I was about to say something. I ain't gonna do that.
Let's move this along.
I ain't gonna do that. This is our ghost key. Damn. So there it is. They so he was telling me like, you just lay down and then like you get really, really tired and then you go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And then you never wake up. I'm like, holy shit.
Heard a bunch of times.
He's like, it's really not that bad or whatever. And I was like, how do you know?
I feel like it is that bad until it becomes not that bad. Like the feeling of your body starting to freeze, like the pain that it feels when it's in that in-between point.
Remember that time?
Oh my gosh.
I went for that run and I didn't have my gloves. And I was like, I'm gonna do this too. And I was trying to get back to my 6:15 averages on miles.
In the winter. It was friggin' freezing. And in Maine, when it's very, 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 very cold and the wind is blowing, it'll like dry you out and freeze you at the same time. It's the worst feeling. Your face feels like it's like cracking. It's awful. It's
you're always bleeding. Your lips
will bleed.
Yeah, you come home and you're like, you got a bloody lip, and I was like, oh, I got a bloody lip. Oh.
You've had a bloody lip. That's why I know. Your lips don't dry out like mine do, though.
No.
I always look. I'm like, what? How is it that you're better in the summer and winter? Oh no!
It's my superior genetics. The original man.
Yeah, I realized I love nature, but I don't like the extremes of nature unless I'm in the warmth or like in a safe place watching it.
So yeah, I had because I had an injury, so I wasn't able to run. So like at the height of I was prepping to go out, but I was averaging like a 6:12 over 2.5 miles, but I had fell off the wagon, so I was going back. So I was looking at my clocks and they were horrible. They were like 7 something, whatever. And I was so freaking angry. I was mad at my body. So we had gone to a movie that day. You probably don't remember. We had gone to a movie earlier. I think it was like one of those it was God's Not Dead Part 9 or some shit like that. Those people are gonna be like Fast and the Furious, bro. And they're gonna be coming out with some shit like every year.
Right.
And then at the end of it, they always tell you, text your friends at the end. God's not dead. Me and JB did that shit. Fuck that. Fuck you, Jeremy Brown. But me and JB did that shit, and we watched it. We watched it together. You were texting me because you're like, oh, the girl had a midriff or some shit like that, so you weren't gonna watch the movie. I was like, yo, this is corny as hell. This girl, something wrong with her. But anyway, so we all texted everybody at the end. God's not dead. It was very, very inspiring. It's such a terrible movie, bro.
I kind of liked them.
The first one was such a bad movie.
They were bad?
The atheist guy. They portrayed the atheist guy like in such an unfair like.
Oh, you know what? I haven't seen those since we've had the channel. So probably if I watched them again, I'd probably be offended.
Yeah. I think we would be like the way they portrayed atheists, like no nuance. No nothing, just, regular, whatever. Then the guy gets hit and he gets saved as he's dying. But I don't care. I was like, yeah. So texted everybody, God's not dead. There you go.
That wasn't the day I showed up and your hands were on fire.
No. I don't even know. I don't even know I was talking about that. But yeah, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get back to 6:12. Fuck this. So I'm out there running and my hands started getting all cold and shit. And I was like, this is uncomfortable. But you know how I am. It's like, you got to push through discomfort, blah, 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 blah. And what was crazy was I
start thinking about ice crystals forming
halfway through, I stopped feeling it. And I said, great, excellent. So I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay, great. So I'm running. I didn't feel anything. I was like, excellent. Yeah, I figured it out. I'm a tough guy. It's all in the mind, blah, 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 blah.
No, you thought that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was not... I don't have any training whatsoever in such a
harsh environment.
Like, no, I do. Like in very hot environments.
Right.
So like
the cold heart.
I know what my limits are. I know how long I can run in X type of temperature before I pass out. No, I'm serious.
I know. You're like one of those things.
No, it wasn't one of those things. Like everybody is like, we're just gonna go till you go unconscious. Like dead serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I know.
So I know exactly. Like, but as far as like cold weather shit, like, I mean, I'm fine as far as like, I don't like it. It's miserable, but but anyway, I didn't understand the dangers. See, I understand the dangers of hot weather. Mm-hmm. Obviously you have to stay hydrated. You have to stay mega hydrated. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure you have to do your breath control.
Like
last 30 minutes.
Last year died in Florida from heat.
The last 30 seconds, like when you're really breath control, things like that stuff regular people don't know, but the hydrated thing, but there's things that you can do. So I'm good in like hot weather, desert, but freaking the winter, what all that, I don't know the dangers.
This explains why the air conditioner in this room doesn't mean to you what it means to me.
Yeah, the air conditioner in the room, like, it's just, well, you learn the difference between discomfort, pain, and an injury. Mm-hmm. Those are not the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so I was just looking at it as, this is discomfort. Then it was, this is pain, but I never thought this is an injury. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So then I get inside and I'm like, as I started to get warm, it was weird. My hand started to feel cold again.
Oh my God.
It's weird. And then my hand was cold, and I was like, oh, I'll speed this up. I go to the faucet, and I turn the faucet on as hot as it possibly can go, and I put my hands in. Holy shit. I felt like I had dipped my hand in gasoline and set it on fire, bro.
I've never heard you make that sound.
That was so...
So I showed up to his house because I was his nanny at the time. I show up, and I hear him upstairs yelling. It hurts so badly. And I'm like, what's happening? I'm pretty sure that's the same day Zoe's eye thing happened, isn't it?
No.
It's not? It was 2 different days.
Completely different days.
Okay, well, anyway, I went up there.
Goth mom's like, hell no, Vin. Well, you should have been there, GM. Then I wouldn't have been in that situation.
I said, what are you doing?
Don't tell me it.
Then that's when I realized he put it under hot water. I'm like, no, you're supposed to have it under cold water, and you slowly... But there's no telling him at that point. I mean, what good is it going to do?
Yeah, there really was. And I don't care. I don't care.
It was the saddest thing. I felt so bad for you.
I don't care how hard of a dude you think you are. Like, I know dudes that'll probably be able to handle that situation.
Up like this. You kept putting them up.
Yeah.
And then you would put them down, and then you put them back up. Oh, I felt
It was
so
fucking.
bad for
It was
you. I
hard.
like, oh my
Then the
God.
worst thing you kept saying was, "Yeah, my dad had this, and he can't get his feelings back in his hands or the tips of his fingers or some
I don't
shit."
know why I told you that.
That went on for half of a year, bro. Like half a year, I could not feel the tips of my fingers. I was certain. I was like, I had
My
really
father lost it forever. 'Cause
Yeah.
he worked outside for so long.
I was certain I had completely damaged.
The nerve endings.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, but yeah, I'm completely useless outside, bro.
But you didn't die though.
Huh?
I said, but you didn't die though.
Yeah, I didn't die. I didn't die, but it was weird, man.
Oh, I was so frustrated because I was thinking, had I left my house 10 minutes sooner, I would have gotten there for when you were getting back, and I would have told you, make sure you put it in cold water, blah, blah, blah.
See, you wouldn't have, because I wouldn't even have talked about it. I'd have just went straight upstairs.
Yeah, but you would have come in without gloves. And I would have seen that.
Yeah, if you would have caught it, yeah, maybe.
And I would have told you, fine, but make sure that you put that under cold water. You shouldn't have gone out like that.
Yeah, she says I'm lucky I didn't lose him. Yeah. I could teach you, Vin. I was border patrol to Russia. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, this song was pretty cool, like, as far as the sound. Well,
Kai was playing ice hockey as a kid, and that shit happened to him. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, the song to me, like, what it sounded like, it felt a little bit typical.
Really?
Like it started out like different, and then it kind of went back into like a normal sort of sound. The lyrics,
I cannot believe you said that. Are you kidding me?
That's
The
how I
middle
felt
the
about
middle parts were just pedestrian, just normal.
it. That's how I perceived it. That's how it was to me.
That's
It's just
crazy
kind
to
of
me.
like,
Okay.
nothing super significant there.
Okay.
The storyline, though, if people truly did freeze to death in this song, I don't. At the risk of sounding sort of dark,
Callous, dark.
yeah, I think that it almost kind of sounds like a sort of romantic story.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
To die together, to freeze to death, to
Yeah.
they were both bent over. I mean, terrible also, but there was this movie. I can't remember what Snowbound, I think was the name of it. And they got trapped, their car broke down, or they got stuck in the snow, and then they ended up having to walk back. They had a baby, and they were all trying to survive, based on a true story to my understanding. And pretty interesting story to see how they make it back and what they use to how they survive the elements to get back.
It's really weird how human
they
beings
both, I think, lost their feet though.
Human beings are extremely difficult to kill, but we're also extremely fragile people. It's so weird. It's so strange. Like,
And it really just depends. Like,
yeah. A lot of it, like a lot of it is, I'm speaking like as if the sky was empty, but a lot of it just looks like dumb luck. Like,
I know.
This dude gets shot 35 times. He's alive. Vaughn gets shot 4 times. He's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I knew somebody that was
crazy.
outside with his friends. His friend had a stick and was hitting the side of the shed. Like, how many times do kids hit sticks on sides of stuff? Like, all the friggin' time. This one, the stick broke, and a piece of it hit the person on the side of the head, blew out their retina, blinding that eye the rest of their life. Like, How many times do kids fuck around with sticks and they're fine?
It's
This one, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just weird. That very interesting.
Yeah, it's you know, I mean, obviously as a believer, you kind of have a category for it, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy dumb luck. And then you think to yourself, how the hell did they get caught there? Because these people live there. Like I could see myself getting, doing some dumb shit and then ending up freezing to death, but that would never happen to Kai.
Freezing to death expectation. Reality.
I'll tell you, I love Taz today. Because it's true.
Boy.
You were I knew you were gonna romanticize that shit, and then he did it perfectly.
Yes.
Look at the girl. She got all the hearts and shit.
And this like contented looking face, and then after is.
Look at this abomination. My wife likes her hot dogs with ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, tomatoes, onions, and jalapenos. Astaghfirullah. That's got to be a sin. I don't have my Bible on me, but that's got to be something right? Like don't cook a goat in its mother's milk or something. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's something
That's
against
a serious
it.
hot dog.
Yeah, that's a serious hot dog, bro.
All right.
All right.
What are you giving it?
Very romantic song. Shit, man. I'm gonna have to give this one another 10, man. I really, really love the middle. I love the middle. I love what they were doing. I also love the lyrics. I thought the lyrics were brilliant, and I hope there's more. I hope there's more ISIS coming down the pike because this band truly intrigues me. Go ahead.
8.3.
8.3. Soraya is insane.
And that was because the romance of the lyrics.
Amy goes, it's cryogenic. It's love forever.
Yeah, forever. Forever.
Do you believe in freezing after love? That was terrible. All right, there you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.